This is Eugene, writer director of Spree, and you're fucking with the Guts podcast right now.
Movies are our life.
Now.
Some horror dudes.
Zane on the Vigi.
Boy ATX and Space Vikings.
Low key as me.
Trying to figure shit out.
He's had it on tour with the Bill for the
This
Week.
changed my life forever.
Guts podcast.
Welcome to Guts Podcast. It's Zane on the Vigi
Space Viking.
Low key as me.
on the Dread Central Network.
Coming to you with fresh and crisp microphone.
How do I sound?
Hey man, do we sound good?
I feel like fucking Bobby Brown.
You know what you sound like? You sound like you're not talking into an iPhone and you're talking into your own personal
I
microphone.
know.
Congratulations,
Hey,
Space Viking.
These nuts. Hey, thank you so much to everyone all the Patreons and shit who
Yes, man,
supported
everybody who purchased
and
merch.
bought that drip. Because of y'all, we're now on microphones. We hope we sound better. Kent's fucking recording and opening the refrigerator.
Hey, took you long enough, fuckos.
Get your shit together.
Well, we had to order gold dip mics from the Wizard
Man,
of Oz.
I know. I feel like
Yeah.
I want to all gold everything now. I want to
know.
gold dip that
Gold all
twala.
in my chain.
Gold all in my ring. Gold all in my nuts. Gold
Watch
on
Guts
these
just
sluts.
Hey.
All right. Sorry.
So
Anyways.
you guys wanna do a show?
Yeah. So dope show today, man.
Yes, crazy show.
Yeah. We let's talk about Spree. Okay.
Fuck yeah.
Let's talk about Spree. Oh, we have a dope interview with
Yes.
the homeboy Eugene.
Eugene,
Kotlyarenko.
shout out.
Yeah,
Appreciate
shout out
you.
to my dog Eugene, who wrote and directed Spree. Eugene Kotlyarenko. I hope I didn't butcher your name, but Eugene K. Cool as shit. So y'all
Dope
stay
as
tuned
shit.
for the interview.
He
Basically-
took his time with us, man, because we was having a few glitches, and man, we got it done.
Yeah, and he
I
wrote and
respect that.
directed Spree, and he can tell you like some of the cool things about making the movie. We tried not to spoil the fuck out of it, like,
Yeah, I don't think we
but
could
you know
do-
how we are.
I don't think we could do too much spoiling because he was like, we was trying not to say everything that happened.
Modern day psycho. I mean, fucking. It's
American
modern
Psycho.
American Psycho. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bro, it's lit. Did you
Yeah.
watch it?
Yeah.
Did you watch it?
Yeah. I watched it. Watched about 30 minutes of
That's
it. Then
all
fell
he
asleep.
ever does.
It definitely-
Low key never watches shit.
He
and he
half-ass
watches 10
movies.
minutes and he comes in and he acts like he's fucking
Ready
he's
to
the
go.
master of it. He
Look,
comes
man.
to the confidence on this guy. Where do you
I know
get
what I'm
the
talking
balls?
about. I know what I'm talking about.
Hey, to
You know
me,
what I'm
it was
saying?
dope as fuck.
Yeah, the movie
I get
was
enough
crazy,
to grasp the idea. I make sure I sit in it enough to where I feel his vision
Oh,
Yeah,
shut
and
the
where he's
fuck
going.
up. All right,
you know?
so
I go
Oh yeah,
deeper.
man! I want to give a shout out to one of our new followers today, man. Virtue Tattoo. They off
Shout out.
West Airport. I think it's 11611 West Airport. And them boys looked out for me with a quick little bing in the nose.
Virtue tattoos.
Yeah, Virtue Tattoo. They off West Airport, like in Stafford, Texas. But it's kind of, it's not Stafford, Texas. It's off of like 59 in West Airport.
Gotcha.
Not that bad.
That's
Yeah.
where you got pierced up.
11611.
So thank you to everyone who bought
Appreciate
shit
y'all,
for
man.
the mics. We fuck with y'all. Spree, let's get it.
Let's
Yes.
get it.
Fucking Spree.
Oh
So
my God.
How
Taking through it, or
I
what?
loved. Well, okay. So Spree is about basically it's a Spree driver. Is Spree a real company or not?
No,
They made
it's,
that up.
it's kind of been. It's trying to be like Uber.
Yeah. So
or
it's
Lyft.
basically like Uber, and I've driven a couple Ubers in my day. So this idea is great, but it's about basically like an Uber or a Lyft car driver
Yes.
that goes fucking nuts and kills people.
He went
But here's
crazy.
why are you looking at me like that, man? Kent's got that side eye.
But see,
you
he
to the
went.
side.
But what's
This way?
funny about it?
Right
right
here?
on.
What's
Okay.
funny about it? He
I'm learning
did-
the mics.
He did exactly what people are doing today to be famous.
Yeah.
Everybody wants that blue check and be
Well,
verified.
so what he was talking about is
Exactly.
what he was talking about in the interview is, yeah, we have an idea about this guy who goes crazy and he kills all these people on his spree rides, but why? Why does he do it? And the why that they picked, I think, is really important, man, because you see people going nuts on social media. This guy Kurt's World 96, and if you can go on Instagram and look up Kurt's World 96, it's creepy. It's that dude Joe Carey who's from Stranger Things. It's him in character. Yeah, the lead is.
That's right. It's the brother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, the boyfriend.
It's the boyfriend. It's the cool guy.
He was cool first season, and then he was a nerd and worked in the ice cream shoppy.
Yeah.
But anyways, so it's him in character on Instagram as Kurt.
That's
hey guy,
dope.
dude, it's awesome. But like he's been posting in obscurity for 10 years. He's never had more than like 10 viewers at once on his live.
He's trying to get those
hey guys,
views
it's
up.
Kurt's World 96.
Starting to go crazy.
He's starting to lose it. And I have a guy that I don't want to say his name, a buddy of mine, that's like this.
Really?
Dude, he's so... And I think he's going to actually be huge because he's so quirky and weird.
Mm-hmm.
And anyways. But like, he's fine. He's like, what do I have to do to get attention?
He needs
Goes
that
fucking
attention.
ape shit, starts fucking shit up. And...
But the fact that me, like watching that, I would never want to be the passenger. Like I'm looking like I don't want shit from a Uber driver.
It'll make you think
I don't
twice.
give me nothing.
I didn't tell y'all this, but Quibi, you know what Quibi is?
No.
Quibi is like the new app. They tried to be like the new Apple TV or Amazon or whatever.
Quibi sounds like if you came like a little prematurely and you just go, Quibi, and you walk out
That
the door.
sounds like Pokemon.
What's that on my toe? A bit of Quibi.
A little Quibi.
But anyway.
I got my nut sack out early, ahead of time.
Quibi was like the new IMDb or all shit like that, like streaming service, and they were gonna put out 15-minute things, and they kind of took his idea. Like when I saw this, I was like, wait a minute, Quibi tried to do this idea
Okay.
after him, and
Yeah.
I watched both of them. I watched the Quibi thing,
Yeah.
and I watched.
What'd you think?
Spree, dude, Spree kills it. Dude,
Bro,
it's
yeah.
not even close.
First of
it's
all-
not even
Yeah.
close.
Spree, shout out to Eugene. He's an evil genius.
Yeah.
But Spree, like the Joe Carey, the actor, Carey or Carey?
I'm going with
Fuck
Kiri.
it. Yeah. Carey, sorry. I don't know shit. I'm here to party. But he's a great actor. All the acting was
Yeah, all that. Man,
Great,
even had
dude.
David Arquette in there.
that David Arquette.
Which is my shit. Y'all know
Yeah.
how I
Yeah,
feel about David
of course.
Arquette.
Dude, we're OG Scream heads.
Yeah.
What and
But
and
I
shout
like-
out to
I
there's
like
a new Scream
I like
movie
the
by
point
the way.
that he
but-
told us about that they had to get the permit to close down the freeway for 6 hours. But
Dude,
then
you
he
know how
flipped
much
it-
that took?
But then he flipped it and said the trained dogs, damn near cost more than shutting down the
Really?
freeway.
Yeah.
Yes.
You
trained
should have just
dogs.
called me. I got dogs at the house. I got
You
a
should've
bunch of
called
them.
fucking low key.
your dogs would have
got whatever size you need. I got Dachshunds, pit bulls,
Low kids
fucking-
will show up with a chimp, with an orangutan,
snake.
a snake,
and a monkey.
Got you.
5 shaved iguanas,
Talking about I got
and
this from my ex-daddy-in-law. He didn't want it no more.
and a short-toothed beagle.
Yeah, y'all didn't know
shit.
me when I had them capuchins.
And all of them don't know how to seize attack. They
Zeno,
still
did you know
biting
me?
and Shit.
Did you know me when I had the monkeys?
Yeah. I saw the videos plenty of times.
Shit was wild. I used to
That's
have 2
some- hey,
monkeys.
Strange things was going on with
That's
that
some
monkey.
crystal meth
That's
shit
right.
right there.
Yeah,
Seriously.
That's
You
a
got-
madhouse.
Yeah.
You ain't never been jerked off till you've been jerked off by 2 monkeys. Not 1, but 2.
While you sleeping and
The
shit.
hardest part, you know how hard it is to train a monkey to jerk you off without peeling that motherfucker like a banana?
Hey, just give him a little meth and
Yeah,
it's
man.
good to go.
God bless him, yo. His name is,
Anywho,
yeah.
acting
shit.
was fantastic. I love. So, to me, when I watched this movie, it's real kind of funny at first, and it's quirky, and so he's got his own playlist. He's a DJ, or he makes beats, and he's got his own weird, like horrible playlist playing the whole time. But then, like when you realize this is the soundtrack of him killing people, it
Yeah.
makes it creepy. So this movie, to me, when I watched it the second time,
Yeah.
it was that much
It's even
better
more
because once you
creepier.
know what's going, at first it's funny, and then you're like, oh shit, the light goes off. This dude's fucking
But the
going
thing
nuts.
is it never changes tone.
No.
So like the light, funny, carefree tone of the movie never
Yeah.
changes, even though he's doing this crazy wild shit, which gives you this weird feeling where you're like, you can't. When the tone is light, but what you're watching is heavy, you almost don't kind of like compute what you just saw in your
Yeah.
head till afterwards. You're like,
Dude.
wait a minute,
But
It's
the fact,
awesome.
the
Yeah.
fact that he told us, Eugene, shout out again. He told us
That was some deep shit I
all
just
the
said.
comments on there that's typing back. He did all those comments.
He typed those comments. It took 800 hours.
He said it took. Yes,
my
he
God.
said it took because you got to think of what this person to say
See, and that's the
compared
type
to
of
what
shit.
the next person would say.
Dude, I've
Yeah.
never been that
That's-
committed to anything in my fucking life.
That's what the type of shit people don't think about.
They do not think about, man.
That's
and then
crazy,
Now I
dude.
see why people when people used to bootleg movies, why the director be so fucking pissed. Like, bro, you know how long it took me to make this? And
Yeah.
you getting it
Yeah.
for $5 on the street.
Yeah.
But man, that many hours of thinking okay, I can't say the same thing twice ever.
Damn.
I gotta be another person typing to another person and actually getting into an argument. You know, some people be arguing online. Like that's to me is that would wreck my brain to do that, man. But shout out to them hours that you put in.
Yeah, man, it's a
make
dope.
that
I
happen.
really enjoyed it. But it's another movie. You know, I don't want to compare it to anything, but it's another movie that's in the modern
Yeah.
technology. Like Host uses the technology of today.
Yeah.
It's another movie based in today.
It's people
Yeah.
that aren't resting on what was done already.
Yeah.
It's people that are, hey, wait, we live right
Yeah,
here.
it's going on right
It's,
now.
it's,
Fucking right.
it's creativity. It's innovation.
It's where horror has to
Yeah.
go.
It has to go there, man.
Yeah.
Cyber.
And,
It's gotta go
and
cyber.
I like the fact that we talked to him about Taxi Cab Confessions, which I got the vibe, and Cash Cab,
Oh, remember Cash
and
Cab?
the video game Crazy Taxi.
Bro, what's the dude's name on Cash Cab?
I forgot his name. The tall guy.
He's a stand-up comedian and he's
Yeah.
funny as fuck.
And that's what it reminded
Who
me of. Because you're
cares?
getting into this guy's spree ride, and all of a sudden he tells you, "Hey, the camera's on." Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
You know, once cameras on and people know cameras on.
Oh, yeah.
Some people gonna turn up the volume,
Yeah.
and some people gonna kind of
I like
shy
what he
back.
said. That he like people, no matter if they want to or not, they start to perform when the
Exactly.
cameras
But
are on.
when the camera's on, you do feel safer.
Yeah, you feel
You
real
feel
safe.
safe. There's a level of okay, the camera's on,
Yeah, I
I'm
can be
okay.
relaxed.
I'll be fine.
This guy's
Exactly.
not gonna fucking kill me.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's going live with viewers, so nothing can happen. There's got to be the safest ride I'm in, but it turns out totally different because he's trying to up views by doing this shit to people that you gotta
but
check it
shout
out.
out to
man.
creative motherfuckers
Yeah.
that aren't doing the same old thing.
Bro,
man.
Yeah,
that
man.
chick's face when he says, "No, we're not going to your house, silly."
We're going to my house.
She was like,
fucking sick.
Dude.
she was like, what the
Yeah.
fuck is going on?
and then
Because it looked like that's what a person would look like.
Hell
but-
yeah.
You know?
But to me, it got it was right up my alley because the kills were live, and we'll take it through the guts factors. But the ending, it got really creepy because that's when finally he goes viral, and then you
Yeah.
have people downloading his
They wanna see more
playlist,
videos
and
of
that's
him.
when it's he's a legend. Who has this on?
Yeah.
And then when you watch it again and you realize that that's what's happening, and then you see the little bits of it, when he's so stressed out, guys, I don't even know why I'm making this video anymore. And you catch that, you're like, damn, dude, he was really about to fucking snap on the cool, And I think it's
Yes.
important for a movie like normally, I think I'm growing up a little bit and getting more mature because I say words like important, but I think it's important for this movie, because it's you see crazy shit like this all the time now. People
Yeah.
are doing all this fucking extra shit for likes and, hey guys, I'm gonna set my dick on fire for
Man,
3
they
likes.
do a lot of weird
And that's
shit.
And
that's
that-
what people now. That's
Yeah.
what people that came into the internet when they were, 11, 12, 13. But what's
Yeah.
gonna happen when people like Layla, my
Yeah.
kid, who she's known about the internet and Instagram and things like that her entire she never
Yeah.
didn't know about
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
It's gonna be just
They gonna have to take it up a notch.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
gonna be just compiled where things that seem strange now are gonna be every day.
Yeah,
you
it's
know?
gonna be the normal
Dude.
thing.
Yeah,
Well,
before the Kardashians,
You saw a guy fucking on Facebook Live the other day blow his head off, dude.
crazy.
Bro, the shit's getting there. People are fucking tripping about fame and all this kind of shit, and it's dude, man, it was real for
It
me.
was a rush, man.
And I loved it.
It really was.
I fucking thought it was a great movie. It clicked all my Halloween boners. It had
Yeah.
practical effects. It fucking had dope kills. It had
Yeah.
gore. It had
and he
comedy.
said he kept it to where he didn't want to use a lot of CG. He didn't want to use
He
CGI.
don't- yeah, fuck
so he's
CGI.
like, let's make it look as real as possible.
Let's
You know,
take it to
and
the guts
believable.
factors, shall
Yeah.
we?
Definitely.
Y'all ready?
We ain't got anything else to do.
Yeah.
I mean,
Zip
what are we
your
gonna
trap, you filthy
Keep
badger.
us off our phone. Number one.
Number
goddammit.
one, keep us off the phone.
Yes.
Yes, I'll give it a
I felt
solid.
I felt like I was on my phone.
Right.
So it's like I felt like I was watching somebody live feed for like.
That is
Crazy,
true.
turned up
Yeah.
ADHD motherfuckers
I didn't
like
think
us.
about that. You really do feel like you're
You're on your
watching
phone.
a phone.
You're watching
Yeah.
live.
So it kept me off the
It's
phone.
entertaining.
That's
Yeah,
weird.
I'd say
Yeah.
high 90%
Oh yeah.
kept off the phone.
Yeah, I was into
I
it
think I
from the
looked at my
jump, 'cause
phone maybe
to me, the
once.
whole concept of going live on the feed, views, people commenting, it's all
Yeah.
wrapped into one.
And then,
so
like-
I was like on my phone the whole time.
And then when it goes into like story, like David Arquette, it's like he's like a broke, crazy DJ dad
Yeah.
that, you know.
Oh, and another little quote on that. He said that they got to hang out for like a whole day or something. They went to these different little spots that he gonna tell you about.
Eugene said, yeah, they hung out
So
with
they
David Arquette.
he said
and
at
Joe
the end of the
Keery.
night he started calling him dad.
They stayed in character.
That's
Yeah.
And they
hilarious.
like went out to a strip club, and then he said that part wasn't even in the movie, and he put that part in.
Yeah.
That they were at a strip club. So, anyways, off the rip factor.
That's probably why the chemistry was so good between them.
Yeah, they were dope,
definitely.
dude.
Shit like that matters. It
does matter.
translates, you know.
It does matter. Instead of like he said, you come on the set and it's like, oh hey, that's your son, that's your dad. Act. You
Yeah.
know, it's like shit. They kind of fed off each other by hanging with each
Great
other, which I
acting.
think is pretty dope.
Number 2, off the rip factor. Yep,
Definitely.
story goes right into it. It don't take too
Yes.
long bullshitting, and then it gives you an instant, like, you know, hey,
It's happening.
this guy's been posting in obscurity for 10 years.
That's
Yeah.
the thing. The interest is, you're not sitting. Hey, wait a minute. This might be cool. Your interest is sparked.
Yeah.
'cause
automatically.
he said on this day he goes
You're
viral.
ready for it.
Number 3, creepy / scary vibes.
Definitely.
Yes, once you figure them out, once you figure out what's going on, it's creepy as shit, man.
Yeah.
It's creepy as a
You know how many
motherfucker.
people are in fear of, because like they say that stuff really happened where Uber drivers were like fucking people over, and vice versa, passengers was fucking over Uber drivers.
Well,
so it's like,
This
yeah, that's creepy.
the
as fuck.
creepy / scary vibe is the highest one to me with this movie
Yeah.
because of the like I
Well,
was
there's
saying.
reality
multiple.
of it,
There's
yeah.
multiple creeps of it because you got what Zeno just said. Uber drivers going nuts, and Uber, the danger
Passengers
of the
going
real
nuts.
danger of that. But then you got the danger of people killing people for fame, which you could totally see. Then you have the fucking creepiness of mental health, like his own mental health, like. He's losing it. He has like a shitty home situation. Like you
Yeah.
feel for him. Like he's
Yeah.
like there's so many different levels. So the creepy / scary vibe, yes. And then the
Definitely.
creepy / scary vibe of all the weirdos that started supporting him once he was a killer.
Yeah.
And they come out
Yeah.
of the woodwork.
Well, I have a new theory. The more relatable something is, the scarier it
definitely,
can
man.
be to you. You know?
Everybody been in an Uber. It's like
Everybody.
Shit,
Shit,
come
I
on,
drove Uber.
Yeah.
That's
And
like-
we've all thought about the
but-
dude in the front seat
Yeah.
of.
Like,
We
who
might
is
not have
this?
thought who the fuck
Bro,
is this?
can
dude?
you imagine these poor ladies one day? They were so scared when they got in my Uber. Can you imagine me picking you up for an Uber?
Oh,
I
shit.
picked him up and I was like, "Hey, I had Art the Clown air freshener. Shout out Trick or Treat Studios. I had Art the Clown air freshener dangling, and they were looking at me like,
And like we
so
jumped
they're
into
from
the
Scotland.
wrong
What
damn
do you
Uber.
do?
Oh no shit.
Yeah, and I was like, I do a horror movie podcast. And
That's
anyways,
fucking hilarious.
anywho, number 4, kills.
Yes.
The kills were live at
Fucking
5,
dope,
baby.
man. I don't even want to explain all the kills.
We don't want to spoil them.
But let me tell you this.
They were rad.
We had gore. We had creepy shit. We had all the above
We had
on the kills.
gore
for us.
galore on the
It
floor
hit the
with a
Richter scale
horror.
for us, man.
Yeah. Dope gore. Number
Dope gore.
5.
Ending.
Ending.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love it.
It's a
'Cause that's
fucking
the
knockout
like
movie.
They say, that's the reality of it. You put something out and nobody's famous till they die.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
It's
Nipsey Hussle.
it's
Well,
like-
no,
it's-
he was already famous.
No, he was famous. Nah, it's like somebody that's trying to make it. It's like somebody could be like doing music all their life, get kind of hitting that peak about to do music. Something tragically happened to them.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, all your music being downloaded.
People
It's
don't
like-
love you till you're gone.
Biggie Small said that you're nobody to somebody kills you. Hey man, that's some real shit though.
R&B voice on the Instagram live with my brand new mic. Got my nutsack out, got a couple ducks on the line.
yeah.
Gotta get my.
Hey man, shout out to Esty too, man. I got some throwed ass beads from them, man.
Yeah.
I got some skull beads from Esty.
Yeah.
I just like to shout
Etsy.
them out. And they came quick, man.
Yeah. Ending was live.
Ending was dope.
Movie, I strongly recommend it. What do you put it on the rating system? I give it full.
Yeah, that's decapitation.
Full decap.
Because actually, you know why it's full decapitation. Yeah, you gotta check it out, man.
Dog, it's fucking. The end is great.
And you keep looking at that, bro.
I
It's
can't
not
say.
vitamins.
Put that down, you piece of shit.
That's not children's vitamins, man.
I can't say enough good things about this movie.
Yes, man.
Shout out to Eugene, man.
Eugene, appreciate you, bro, for coming on and rocking with us.
Yeah,
man.
bro, it's a dope movie. Thank you.
I can't wait to see what this dude does next.
Oh, me neither.
It's gonna
I
be
know
fucking
he's got-
great.
I know he's got shit in
And
store.
I didn't know until we were talking to him, and then I looked it up, and I kind of figured, but it was produced by fucking Drake, bro.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, man. Drake, shout out to Drake for getting into that
Man,
horror game.
He's getting in it.
Fucking
Big time,
awesome, bro.
Yeah, people, and I'm telling you, a lot of people starting to realize, like, it's, it's hard to make a horror, but it's like when you make one, it's like you could go with your mind with stuff that you was thinking of, but you can't really say or do. You could be like, okay, put it into horror.
I think that's why when most people get a taste of horror and they jump in it, they're kind of in it for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
You know, look at Jordan Peele. This motherfucker dipped his toe in. He's been in it like
Dude, Lovecraft
since.
Country, get the fuck out of here.
Y'all know how that's my shit right now.
So Spree is dope. Eugene was really cool, man. So y'all definitely go support him. He's a real one. He was really cool. He was happy to be our second Zoom meeting ever
definitely.
podcast. So we're still figuring that out. And he was really cool. And he was
cool down
He was
there,
like,
man.
"Oh, this is great. We get to see each other." Kind of.
Yeah.
He's really cool, man. So we fucks with Eugene big time, man. Eugene K. Does that bring us to fuckery?
Brings us to fuckery.
On a new mic. Fuckery. Fuckery. I have a question for you.
Oh no.
Oh, shit.
What was the late 2000s teen vamp sensation movie that took over the world?
Twilight.
No. This week on Fuckery, I bring you Taint Light. Taint Light.
Kent likes Twilight.
A story of Stella and her romantic brooding vampire fucking who knows the name. But it's a fucking Twilight parody
Really?
called Taint Light.
That's fucking great.
And
Wow.
it was by my people I'm a fan of. What was the movie they did before? I can't remember. But they're low budget. They're called low budget films or low budget productions. And
That's the name of the company?
yeah, and
That's kinda
they've
dope.
done a couple of my fuckery. Oh, Filthy McNasty. They did the Filthy McNasty movies, which are
That's awesome.
so inappropriate. They push buttons. They offend
Oh,
people.
yeah, because they had some of the same actors in this
Bro,
movie,
they'll
huh?
say like the F word. I love it. They're free range. They don't give a fuck, and it's just crude, good old times.
Yeah.
And so it starts out like like for example, like on Twilight when it's all fucking corny and he's like, "I'm glistening," Well, in this one he goes, "What happens when you get in the sun?" And like all these bubbles flew out of his crotch.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah, dude.
I feel him.
Yeah.
I know how that feels.
Taint Light.
Bubble crotch.
Yeah, the thing I like about this camp though, like they always put I think one of them is in a ska band, so they always put this fun ska music in it. It's like a brooding teen vampire flick, and
Ska
it's
music make-
and
always
then I
make-
go to the vampire show, da, 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 then I go to the vampire show. My nuts are out, and the characters are fucking funny. It was hilarious, man. So Taint Light.
Nice.
Like,
It's fuckery. That's the fuckery brick. So that brings us to Shoes of the Week. I got a new microphone.
I'm finna erupt like a volcano. Me and my partner
Ain't
Zano.
on the vision the shoes of the week.
Hit us,
And
big
we
fella.
got a burner for y'all.
Hit us, big fella.
Blazer Mid 77 Fly Leather. Am I saying his name right? Ruhan Wang. God damn it,
Sort of.
man. Y'all boys and came with it. Okay, folks. Y'all got 2 weeks. Today. Y'all got 2 weeks from the day. These drop
2 weeks.
at 110. Like right now, $110 is like perfect for a shoe, guys.
Those are fucking lit.
I'm not gonna lie. Okay, this shit is badass. So he's an artist, I'm guessing. So it said the head turning colorway unites Berlin-based artist Ruhan Wang with the timeless silhouette of the Blazer 77 mid-77 to create expressive take on all-time classic. Asymmetrical, am I saying that right? I don't know.
Fuck it.
Symmetrical.
We're not here to read.
Asymmetrical.
Yeah.
Multicolored illustration cover the majority of the shoes upper, including reimagined tongue tags, heel tabs, and insoles. The shoes' aesthetics nods to the substantially fly leather of a super material made with at least 50% recycled natural leather fiber. God damn. Each pair arrives in a special edition box covered in colorful graphics and includes an alternate accented laces. Man, everybody loves laces.
Those are fucking dope.
Hey, this shoe is badass, man. I'm talking about crazy.
Those are gutsy.
I love when an artist collab with shoes and put their artwork on the shoes.
Are they skate shoes?
No, that's the Blazer High. You remember we tried to get those scary Stranger Things Blazer?
Yeah. Oh,
These
yeah,
are the
yeah.
same shoes.
They're like the Terminator shoes back in the day.
No, not those. No,
My bad. Fuck
it's not
me.
the Terminator shoes.
Oh.
But these are the Blazer mids.
To me, they kind of look like.
Look at the back.
Oh,
Got the
shit.
clean ass Nike check on the back.
Damn, those are fucking
So
flaming.
I'm seeing them only on Sneakers app. I don't know if they're gonna be in stores anywhere else. Usually when it's a release like this, damn man, you got to get up real early, man, and hit that sneaker app.
You know, I'm getting real sick of this
Shut the fuck
exclusivity
up.
when it comes to this sneaker app. You got to get up early. Why don't
Hey,
these
we do
bitches
this
just
shit
put
for
out some
kicks.
shit that
We live this drip life.
Give me the fucking shoes.
I know, man.
damn.
I
We live
hate
this
not
drip
being able
life.
to just walk in the store and buy a shoe. Hey, sneaker app is like
Gotta jump all through all these
sneaker app
hoops.
is like a box on Christmas, but it's empty.
Fucking gotta be a.
I know.
Cause you
Hasidic yoga
hit the
teacher.
button and it's like you waiting in line. You're like, okay, I'm in line. You go back 30 minutes later, item
Out of
sold
there.
out.
No, it's crazy though. As a little kid, you're just like, man, I wish I was an adult. I can buy whatever shoes I want.
Oh, yeah.
And now you can't.
Now you
They're
can't.
fucking gone.
And what's crazy, man, they got so many other editions, but this is a badass shoe.
Give me the
It's-
shoes, dick face.
Hey man, $110, and it goes all the way from to a size 15. So these things are gonna go pretty fast. Shout out to Ruhan Wayne. I definitely will try. We will try to get these, man. I'm definitely
They're gutsy, man.
these are popping my eyes right now. So
You know what? I
dope-ass
might
shoe.
design a cut shirt to go with that.
Okay.
My
we getting
bad.
we getting a gut shirt to go with it.
I guess.
We're gonna
Fuck
have
it.
a multicolored gut shirt.
Why
Look out for
wouldn't
that,
we?
folks.
I got a multicolored
We-
shit
we
every time I
learning new
eat a box
things on
of
shoes
Oops
of the
All
week.
Berries Captain Crunch.
But definitely guts approved, man. I love it. It got so much stuff going on with the shoe and coming in all these different boxes and throwed ass laces. I can't wait. And the Zano shoes of the week.
Ha! Always fire from the big man. That brings
Super
us
fire.
to
Conspiracy.
on a mic.
Conspiracy. He's an R&B conspiracy.
Hey everybody, it's Loki as me coming to you with a brand new microphone of my own on my own channel on my own computer. We're doing it big over here, so fuck what you heard. We got the word. Right now, this week, we give you the curious death of Damian Meyer. Now, Damian Meyer in 1999 lived in Illinois. He was a 19-year-old kid, and he was kind of gothy in high school. Well, it was time for Damian to grow up and get a job, so he went out of state and went work on on-land oil rigs.
Okay.
When he came back 6 months later, he was a full-blown warlock. He got into magic
yeah.
with this girl and started learning all these spells and got really, really into it, right? A week after he gets back, his mom and stepdad find Damien in his fucking room with a bullet in his head and a note on his chest that says, "Don't try to find out." I forget how it's worded, but it basically said, "Whoever tries to find out why I killed myself will be cursed and die themselves."
Oh, wow. Okay. You little
So,
bitch.
sure enough, nobody listened to it, and no one believes in magic
Little
or spells
bitch.
and shit like that. Sure enough, his mom, his stepdad, his sister,
Get the fuck out of
the
here.
police chief, the deputy, and some agent from a special unit all died. Everyone that looked into the Damien case died.
Wow.
What?
And he kind of fulfilled the prophecy of his curse.
Fuck.
That's crazy.
2 weeks after everyone died and things kind of settled down, the police departments actually said, look, there's something to this, and we're not fucking with it anymore. We're just leaving it alone, right? They get a note from a girl that he had met when he went out of state, from the girl that turned him on into witchcraft, right? And kind of explained the spell, and this is what you get for not heeding the Dark Lords and shit. It actually says it in the thing. This is what you get for not heeding the Dark Lords.
That is trippy, man.
Yeah. Crazy,
wild.
right?
Dude.
Yeah. The Curious Death of Damien Flyer. Fucking
Damn,
wild, man.
bro. That's my favorite fucking conspiracy theory you've done. That shit is dark, fam.
Fucking weird, right? And it's shit that you won't read anywhere because they literally, like, once, like, the third or fourth person died, they started getting the hint because they were like, wait a minute.
That's
another
creepy,
person
dude.
died. Another person died.
I mean, it's not my favorite that people died, but that shit is crazy,
They
dude.
just let it go.
So, conspiracy.
So how do you feel about your first episode with your new mics, folks?
Oh, I love it, man.
I love it, man. Thank you to
It's dope.
everybody.
Appreciate
man.
everybody, man, that looked out for us. Hey, go like, subscribe, and go subscribe to our YouTube channel. Also, it's gutspodcast.com.
Hey,
at Guts. I'm tripping.
Yeah, if you fuck with us, man, please rate and review.
Yes.
If you like what we do, it helps us be able to make better content for you.
Yeah, we
Was
get to
that
come up with new gadgets and stuff.
Is that a little thing you was trying to do?
I was trying to be as fucking positive as I could
Let me
be.
find out
It
you're
helps
trying
us
to
from
do a little
breaking into your
thing.
house later, okay? It keeps punk ass
Did
people
you
off
just
the
say
streets.
thank you for all that you do? Because that
Thing that
helps
you
us.
do.
Oh, bro, I'll
You
spit
doing
some
so
fucking
well.
bars out
Don't
here,
do
fam.
it. Stop.
I'll
Don't
spit
do
bars
it. We're
right
at the
now.
end of the episode. We don't
I'll
need
fucking
this.
flame.
No one
fire.
needs this.
I'll take you
No
higher.
one wants
you
it.
know my desire.
No one wants this.
Okay.
Hey, it's so dope, man. And appreciate y'all, man. We looking classy and fancy. We
Yeah.
went from ashy to classy. Let's
Thank
just
you
say
to
that.
everyone who fucks with us, man. We love y'all. Thank you for listening.
Yeah, we got
and
a
stay
badass
tuned
interview, too,
for the
coming
dope interview with Eugene
Yes.
Kotlyarenko. I hope I said that right. But Eugene K, writer and director of Spree movie.
Definitely
Yeah,
check
yeah.
out the movie.
Check out
Check it
Spree,
out.
dude.
Peace.
Caw-caw!
I'm Zano the Vision,
Space Viking.
Low key as me.
and this is Eugene right about now.
We love horror movies, man. Horror movies are our life. Hey, what's up, man? It's nice to meet you.
Yeah, I think it's cool to see you guys. I mean, honestly, like if we were doing this over the phone, who knows? You know, you just come up with whatever disembodied voices. But this is meaningful. This is like an exchange. This is like humanity, virtualized humanity.
I love it. Yeah, it's our second time doing it. And
We getting the hang of this shit.
yeah, well, sort of. We're trying to, but it's dope. Man, I love Spree,
Yes.
bro. That was wild, man. That was a great
That was a great ride.
it was crazy. Yeah, I know it's not listed as a horror movie, but man, that's some really horror party. It was really creepy. How did you come up with that?
So I have a co-writer on the film. His name is actually Gene, which my name is Eugene. So some people actually said, oh, it's not a real person. It's like some sort of split personality thing. But no, it's a real person. And he came to me and he was like, let's make a very minimal horror film about like a rideshare driver going around killing people, because it had happened in the news. Like this was in 2016. It had happened, I think, in 2015 in Michigan. And I said, yeah, like I think we could really do a lot with a little with that. And then we just had to figure out like why he was doing it beyond just being like psychotic, you know? Yeah. And so after we went through some drafts and you know how this shit goes, and then eventually we were like, well, what if he's doing it for no real ideological reason and no real like, you know, like gotta get revenge for mommy reason or something, you know, standard bullshit. What if he's just doing it for attention, right? What if he's just doing it for the likes and to go viral? And I kind of made, at a certain point we were writing the script, I just made that connection between a lot of these people who go on these like, you know, killing sprees, beyond whatever fucking rhetoric they put out there, beyond whatever they're like, I'm doing this because of XYZ. You're actually really doing it because you want people to know who you are, because you want to be remembered, because you want to be like fucking central in the narrative. And that's the same reason why people, you know, post ridiculous shit online. So kind of, but that's kind of the origin of the movie.
But to me, I like the fact that you brought that because people are seeking so much attention.
Yeah, I think your why, the why that y'all gave it, why is he doing it?
Yeah.
That's a little, there's something there because with the social media,
Yes.
that's a whole thing, man.
Yeah, I just seen people do dumb shit for likes, man. Like actually do criminal activity on camera just
for some
and
fame.
then end up being donkey of the day on Charlemagne the God.
And you know what? Like 5 days later, they usually get caught because they posted it, right?
Yeah.
And you know how many people scream out "World Star" as they commit crime. And and also on a very disturbing level, like how many in the last year and a half, I've seen a bunch of Facebook Live videos where people die. Like,
It just happened the other day.
Yeah, exactly.
It's crazy, man.
Yeah.
It's actually disturbing. It's so like you were saying it wasn't advertised as a horror movie, and like on some level, I think our distributor did put it out as like, this is a fucking horror movie, and here's our promotional material, and let's get horror people involved. And we sort of wrote it with the horror genre in mind. To me, I'm always making like satires. I'm always trying to make shit funny. I'm always trying to kind of like make fun of the world we live in. But we put fucking like jump scares and like the attack dogs and some good blood in there and stuff. But to me, like the big horror is the idea, that someone would do this, right? Like the most disturbing part is that it feels like it could happen, and in some ways it already has happened, and we sort of accept it, and we don't want to fucking diagnose it. And so it's a sickness, and the sickness that our society has for attention, how far we'll go for it, is horrifying,
Yeah.
I think that also makes it so you watch it, it's a trip watching it the first time.
Yeah.
But when you watch it that second time, it like makes it more fucked up when you're watching it. Because first you just think it's some like nerdy kid, and he's like, and then like the soundtrack that went with it was brilliant.
Crazy.
And then like the ending really got to me because like then he, all like his fans came out and were, where can I find some Kurt videos?
Looking for his videos and shit.
And that was so freaky to me, man.
Yeah, spoiler alert. But I think to me the scariest part, or one part that we were like, yeah, people are gonna trip a little, is when you're watching the first 20, 25 minutes of the movie. You're like, this is when you realize what the fuck he's doing. You say, okay, this is fucked up what he's doing. But then at the 25-minute mark, where he's talking to Bobby at the gas station, and you realize that actually, well, I don't want to ruin it for people, but you realize that what you thought was going on, everything that you assumed, like, in terms of what he was doing and like who was watching, is like kind of flipped on its head. And that is scary, right? That he is so divorced from reality, yet still committing these, murders.
How do you direct something like that as a director? Like, because a lot of it's selfie mode.
Yeah. So like, for instance, at that gas station scene, like I said to Joe, who is awesome in the movie and
killed it.
Yeah.
Joe is a great actor, and like people will know him from Stranger Things, right, as like Steve Harrington or whatever, and he's good on that, and everyone's good on that, but it's an ensemble show, so like you can't really know how deep someone's chops go. And in this film, I think you can see that Joe has crazy range and really good comedic timing and really good like psychosis, like access, and he's just a great actor. Anyway, for that scene at the gas station, for instance, where like the whole time he's looking at his phone, talking to written messages from Bobby and filming himself in selfie mode, I said to him and to the crew, I said, look, I've never seen a scene in a movie where an actor is interacting with text messages. Like they're talking in a live stream to someone who's live messaging them. And that's a really interesting interaction that, it was an experiment. Like I'm walkie-talkieing underneath, there's a walkie-talkie underneath the car, and I'm reading the text that Bobby is sending to him that he's responding to through, dialogue. And, we did it a few times and everyone was like, okay, well, I hope you fucking nail it in post, Eugene. And I think we did, right? Like you totally, in your head, you're reading what Bobby writes to him in the live stream as the, kind of mental verbal response to what Kurt is saying. And I challenge people listening to this to find a scene like that in any other movie in 4 hours, so the whole thing was kind of an experiment in that way. Like we were doing new things every day, I feel like.
I had the taxi cab confession things going on, and I also had the cash cab thing going on. When he turned on the lights, I used to like the shows. I was like, I want to know if he liked those shows because I was like, I had the same little things when he had. I was like, man, this kind of reminds me of taxi cab confessions. When people used to just run their mouth in the back of your cab, and then the guy recorded. Then the cash cab when you don't answer certain questions right, but he basically killing you instead of just putting you out back on the road. Even when they had the dual ride with each other, and boys trying to hit on in the back, it was so. I was like, this shit is hilarious. This shit up throwing the water in his face. I'm like, what?
Yeah. So we definitely talked about Taxi Cab Confessions a bunch. And in earlier drafts of the script, there were like some very like confessional and also like sexual things. And we were kind of trying to play a little bit of like the incel thing. And then in later drafts, we sort of tossed that out. But we definitely thought about Taxi Cab Confessions. Like, because, you want it to be realistic that people would get into the spree car, the rideshare car, and start talking about their lives and shit. And, you want, obviously there's some really like unbelievable stuff that happens in the movie because it's a fucking movie. And on the other hand, you don't want it to feel too divorced from, believable behavior. So, Taxi Cab Confessions is a perfect example of, people get in a car, they see cameras, and they start performing, or they start being annoyed, but they're still performing, for the cameras. And that was definitely a reference point. Cash Cab, I've seen it like a few times, but it wasn't like on our minds or whatever. The lights that he does, we did actually a bunch of light tests outside the car. Our DP, Jeff, he set up some rigs of fluorescent lights like that were kind of clamped down outside the car, and we did some tests, and I was like, this is stupid. Like we're using real iPhones, we're using real dash cams. Why are we trying this like complicated non-diegetic light source when I've been in like several Ubers in the last month where dudes have like strip lights inside? Like, let's just put strip lights inside. Let's do same thing. You guys like the music, like that was so challenging because like, once people watch the movie, they'll know that like the music in the movie is Kurt's music, right? Like his bad tracks that he makes. And
they slap.
They slap, yeah, exactly. And I actually worked with two really good composers on it, Mason Ware and James Ferraro. And the main challenge that they had was like, how do you make music that is like believably really bad and annoying and still kind of good score music that keeps the movie like exciting and fun? And in that way, it's also like the same thing as the strip lights, same thing as the iPhones. The music is like, part of Kurt's storytelling, right? It's diegetic. And, I think it's good when the movie has like rules and follows its own rules. And I think people appreciate that, viewers, I hope. Like I just saw Tenet.
Was it good?
Was it good? I heard about it.
Well, okay, here's the thing. I was just thinking in the shower this morning. I was like, I can't say that like I loved it or that it was good, but it's definitely the sort of movie where it sucks that there's Corona because it would have been awesome for like, whatever, 25 million people around the country or whatever, 10 million people around the country to all see it at once and start talking about it. It's the movie that demands people dissecting it like as a culture. And it's really sad that, because of Corona and all this shit and not being able to get into the right phases, there's big parts of the country that can't watch it at the same time. Because that's a movie that clearly has a very set bunch of rules And those rules are so complicated and so confusing on purpose that it would take you like 3 times to figure out if it even followed its own rules. But I think in a way, viewers and audiences respond to that element of Christopher Nolan's filmmaking. Like, there's these rules, and like, how do we figure out like the narrative through these rules or whatever? Anyway, whatever. Back to Spree. There's some fucking rules. It looks how it looks, it sounds how it sounds, and it tells the story how it tells the story because it's part of the concept of the narrative, right? It's part of the character.
How you mentioned Corona? How did that affect you guys?
Yeah.
Like, did y'all start after the pandemic, or did y'all already have?
No, we shot the movie March, April 2019.
Nice.
So we shot the movie a year before Corona even kicked in, and then it took basically 9 months to do all the post, which is not just the editing, but all those live stream comments and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I wrote all those. We animated all those. Those aren't like screen grabs of Instagram or something. That's stuff that we built from scratch.
Dude, that must have taken that
That
took
took forever.
forever.
It took about
to read them.
It took about, okay, like let's say 15 comments per hour, let's say I was writing, because I wanted every single comment, if you pause the movie, to be like perfect, to be like, oh yeah, someone could say this shit, and some other person right underneath could say something totally different, And
I think you did a great job with that, because like the comments were so, part of social media, the fun of it is reading the comments, and you nailed, like, some of them were like, oh my God, this is sick. And some of them are, there's some sick fucks out there. They're like, kill him, and then like, this guy's so awkward, cringe, and all that. I think that's really realistic,
Yeah, I think it was worth it. I probably put in, like, with the revisions and stuff, between like 500 and 600 hours doing just that. So, but I'm glad. I think viewers have really responded well to that part of it. So that's important. I mean, it makes it worth it.
Did you get a lot of feedback from Frankie Grande and Lala Kent and Misha Martin being in there?
Do you mean from viewers or from them as performers?
From their fans,
Yeah, I think some Misha fans and some Frankie and Lala fans have seen it. I think it'd be great if more saw it. I think there's I think one of the most popular reviews on Letterboxd right now is trigger warning Frankie Grande. which is like funny to me, but they themselves were really good performers, really good. They're really good improvers, and I think because Frankie and Lala specifically come from quote unquote reality TV backgrounds, they know all about improv. I mean, that job, being in quote unquote reality TV, is all improv, right?
Yeah.
And so the stuff that they're saying when they're hanging out of the moonroof and stuff, a lot of that, let's say 90% of that, was like improv or stuff that I heard them saying off camera. And I'm like, okay, now next take, like, say the stuff that you were just talking about, about deja vu and exactly where you're supposed to be and all this shit. So they were really fun to work with. And when we shot with them for 2 nights, one on Hollywood Boulevard when he's driving like a maniac, and 2 at the junkyard. And on Hollywood Boulevard, every time we came to a red light, they'd be like, oh my God, Misha, hey Misha, or it'd be like, Frankie, yo, Frankie, people would be recognizing, because we had actually a lot of the movie, Joe was really driving, which is also another incredible thing about him. Is that it wasn't like in most normal movies you'd have a bunch of trailers and whatever. But for that Hollywood Boulevard stuff, we had stunt cars, and we had this thing called a biscuit rig, which is basically like a thing hooked up to the actual car. It's like a second car hooked up to the car, and there's a little like racer dude, and he's driving the car for real, even though he's outside of the car. It's like this whole rig. And so obviously people walking down Hollywood Boulevard like saw that, and they're like, oh, what the hell is going on in here? And then they peek in, and it's, Frankie Grande and Lala Kent and Misha Barton. So they'll,
Yeah.
Hey, that kill you did with them was nuts.
Yeah, you
man.
got Misha with the drill. Man. That was wild, bro.
One of those dogs, the main dog in the junkyard, that his name was De Niro. Just a fun fact.
That's awesome.
Weird.
That is too awesome.
Yeah, yeah, and then like after that, like when he goes on so the DJ shoots the cop, and then he goes on the
We're
run.
really giving it all away. I just want to say.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
No, it's all good. Anyone who's listening, I hope you're enjoying this conversation. I hope that you're getting a lot out of it. And I hope that when you buy the movie or rent the movie or watch the movie or whatever, you forget everything we've said.
Yeah, we'll cut that out.
It'll be like a.
No, you don't have to cut it out. I just hope that the listener can forget everything that we've said. Sort of intentional amnesia.
Yeah, the stunts going the opposite way on the freeway.
Yeah.
I was curious how did you do that? Did you have a bunch of stunt drivers like go toward a camera and just pull around it and then add that?
Yeah, well, okay, right. So the freeway chase in the wrong direction, right? So we shut down the freeway,
Wow.
which I did not think. Like when we wrote that into the script, I was like, well, fuck it. Let's just put it in, and like if we can't do it, then they'll just tell us we can't do it. But maybe they'll be stupid enough to let us do it. So, and I didn't realize the time that they was gonna be like me, because I with other people I ended up producing the movie. So with people who had more experience with this type of stuff, we went together to the LA Department of Traffic, and we actually met with like 5 different departments, the cops and the aviation control, because I was by the airport. And so we shut down the freeway for 6 hours in the middle of the night, and we had 20 stunt drivers.
Wow.
And yeah, for it, a lot of it is for real, with like a stunt double that looks like Joe driving in opposing traffic and real cars really coming at him and going around him and stuff. So that was, and then for the stuff where you actually see Joe driving, we again for the second time used that same biscuit rig that we used on Hollywood Boulevard to sort of like maneuver him, and it's very believable, right, that he's doing it. Like it doesn't look fake.
100%.
Yeah.
No, when I was watching that, I was like,
How the hell?
yo, did they get their own freeway for this? Like, it looked dope. It looked. I'm glad you put that in, and I'm glad they let you do it, man, because that was rad.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost all practical. The blood, the gunshots, the freeway chase, the dogs, whatever. It's all practical effects. It's almost there's one shot in the movie where we put a VFX blood thing in, and you can't even tell what it is.
Yeah.
Like it's super subtle. And
I hope
like,
y'all are starting a trend. I love practical effects, and I miss them, like from the 80s, like all the good movies from the 80s. I hope y'all are starting a trend and more people will try to do that, because I just love the practical stuff, man. It looks so much realer,
Yeah.
Me too. Me fucking too. And that's why we wanted to do it. And actually, let me just say this, not to be a hater. I obviously love 80s horror movies, and I love practical effects, and I have a lot of respect for like the great artists of horror effects. I really do. Like, I don't know, who can I name? Like Tom Savini or something.
Yeah.
Like that.
Oh yeah.
And Harry Winston, or what's his name? All these guys, Smith and Winston and Savini. Okay, but more than I love those effects, I hate how like VFX post blood and gunshots and all that stuff looks. Like I just hate how like CGI like horror effects look. Like only like one time out of 100, and I'm talking about real budget movies, do I think it looks good and withstands the test of time. And so I don't want to risk it, because I know the budget for this movie is really low. I was like, we should just do it for real and make sure we get it in these, the GoPros and the iPhones, they're a little bit forgiving too. You know what I mean? It's not like super 8K or whatever that you're. So anyway, that's part of my rationale. I'm really kind of averse to how the CGI looks. I think it looks.
Me too. It doesn't. It never.
It's too like you could tell that it's too much that they try to put towards that. It's like, just be real with it. I like the realism of it. So when you try to do the CGI so much, you could and then you know
You
it's
always feel a little bit that it's fake. You just feel it. Like you're having a hard time explaining it because it's like this thing that we all know is fake, but we don't admit it because it just becomes so standard, you know. But it's kind of like, you know, that famous courtroom definition of like pornography. Like, you know it when you see it.
Yeah.
Like, you know that shit sucks. We just don't know the word. So it's a little bit of like the lighting or the speed of the bullet or like the blood, kind of the viscousness of the blood just isn't quite, whatever the fuck it is, it's usually crap.
Spice Channel.
Well, I think for me personally, when something pops up in a movie to take me, we're cats like us, we go to movies to like get away from real shit, you know? So when something shows up fake, it like takes me out of that world. And then I realize, oh yeah, this guy from Massachusetts just made this movie and I'm not in that world. I'm not in the world anymore. So that's why I love like the practical effects. And with Spree, you know, you're in it the whole time. You're like, holy shit. Like that could have been you just watching some maniac's live feed.
Yeah, no shit.
And have him.
The reality of it.
Yeah, it was crazy, man.
Yeah.
It was dope. All-star cast. Everyone killed the acting.
Yeah. And I put David Arquette in there.
Yeah,
David Arquette.
Yeah. Of course, we're OG Scream heads, you know, so we were like, we love David Arquette.
David is a hero.
Oh yeah.
We wrote that role for David. Actually, I think the only person when we were writing the script to write David would be a great washed up DJ dad, abusive dad, trying to still be cool and more of a kid than his kid, you know. And when I had the meeting with him, he was just the sweetest guy and was just super enthusiastic. He was so cool. He had watched my other movies before coming to the meeting just to, you know, get a feel for who I was. And he said such nice things to me and just immediately got the character, you know, the sort of like, kind of like sadness of the character and how that could be super duper funny and pathetic, you know? Yeah. And he was just open right off. And like, those are the sort of actors I like to work with, the ones who are just super like transparent with me right away. And like, we just feel like we're speaking the same language and stuff. And David is awesome. He's another, like Joe, like Sashir, like Frankie and Lala, just a great improver. Like, and I love that. My other movies are super duper improv. And so anyone who brings like their own energy and their own verbiage and their own like take on shit, I'm never gonna say no if it's good, you know. And David's very good.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah.
They say, what you in the strip club, man?
That is David's friend's strip club. Like, so here's the deal with that. We went out on the town before the movie started. Before we started shooting, I wanted David and Joe to get to know each other so they could have a real father-son vibe. So like a week before we started filming the movie, David and Joe and myself, we went out on the town together to bond as father and son and, you know, weirdo director standing next to them. And so we went to a Thai food restaurant and a bar and David's random friend's house who texted him in the middle of the night saying, I found your music video that we made from 1995 and and I was like, David, like, you gotta see if we could watch it. And he's like, well, she wouldn't have a VCR. I'm like, just ask her. And then she's like, he's texted her and she's like, of course I have a VCR. And I was like, we gotta go. And so we went to like the Deep Valley, and in character, Joe as Kurt is watching a music video of, you know, his dad played by David, that his dad made in the 90s, and goes like, is this what was cool in the 90s, Dad? And he's like, I don't know. I don't fucking remember it, son, you know, and all that stuff. And then eventually, of course, we ended up at the strip club, and that will, you know, is a story that will not be told because nothing bad happened. But anyway, so going to that strip club with David made me think we should do a scene at an empty strip club. And we sort of like rewrote that a little bit, that sequence, because originally it was just going to be like a crappy nightclub. But then I was like, well, what if he's the fucking resident DJ at an empty strip club and this is his residency? So, you know, sort of invention comes from just these cool experiences that you have with your actors, and very lucky to be able to have those experiences. And what's cool also is if people follow on Instagram at Kurt's World 96, which is the sort of promotional account that we set up on the lead up to the movie, I created a fake live stream about 2 weeks before we released the movie of Kurt and Chris out on the town from that footage. So everyone watching thought it was live, but we had actually filmed it in like early March 2019. And but it's all archived now, so anyone who goes to that Instagram account could watch what I'm talking about.
Well, Eugene, we don't want to take you too long. Thank you for your time. Appreciate you, man. Thank you for your art. We fuck with you.
Thanks for having me on. I hope people watch the film. I hope people have a good time, and I appreciate the conversation.
Yes. Thank you, man. Thank you. So I'm looking for what you got next, man. I'm gonna be in your DMs.
Okay. All right. Peace out.
Thanks, man.
We love horror movies, man. Horror movies are our life. You know, we're just some horror goons.
I'm Zango the Vigi.
Your boy ATX and Space Vikings. Trying to figure shit out.
This
changed my life